Stonehenge, an ancient sacred site. Giants, wizards, and space aliens have all been considered potential builders of Stonehenge. Once a person sees this monument made of giant stones in southern England, it's easy to understand why. The size and weight of these slabs make it seem impossible for human hands to have built Stonehenge without the power of modern machinery. The monument dates from a time before any written history, which adds to its mystery. People have been studying Stonehenge for hundreds of years. In that time, archaeologists have developed scientific theories instead of supernatural explanations. They've excavated the site for clues about its history, creators, and possible purposes. Their research has revealed that the monument is about 5,000 years old, much older than originally thought. It was constructed during the Neolithic period, around 10,000 to 2,500 BC. This was a time before the human living in the area invented the wheel, or even knew how to make metal tools and weapons. Archaeologists believe that the construction of Stonehenge began about 3000 BC. Generations of people continued to work on it for more than 1,000 years. As our archaeologists continue to excavate and research, they make new and revealing discoveries. They are still amazed by what these ancient people built. The monument. Stonehenge is a monument made of earth and enormous stone slabs called megaliths. It's not nearly as tall as the Eiffel Tower or as big as Mexico's Pyramid of the Sun. Still, the site inspires awe in the thousands of tourists who visit each day. Much of the mystery of Stonehenge comes from its ancient organs. Circles inside of circles form the monument design. The outer ring is a ditch around an embankment of mounded soil. Within that ring is a circle sandstone slabs called sarsen stones. Stone lintels lie across the top of the standing sarsen stones, and once connect all of them together. Inside the ring of sarsen stone is another group of standing sarsen stones, set in a horseshoe shape. They are trilithon square arches from the two standing stones and the lintel placed across them. They range between 6.7 meters and 9 meters tall. Small boulders made of bluestone, a type of coarse rock called dolerite, also lie within the sarsen cycle. The largest bluestone weighs about 2,994 kilograms. Stonehenge was not the only monument of its kind. Archaeologists have discovered individual stones and other monuments nearby. The landscape of Stonehenge. Stonehenge is located in Salisbury Plain, an area of hills and grassy flatlands in southern England. Evidence suggests people have been living in this area for more than 10,000 years. Back then, trees covered the area and animals roamed freely. People were hunter-gatherers, hunting game such as deer and gathering roots and nuts. Experts speculate these Neolithic people may have considered the area sacred because of its wealth of food. A project for the ages, gradually beginning around 7,500 to 4,600 BC. A culture, uh, the culture shifted from hunting and gathering to farming. Agriculture made it possible to produce more food more reliably. With enough food, people could spend less time working the fields. This left more time to work together on projects like Stonehedge. Experts consider the transport of the giant stones of Stonehenge to be one of the great engineering feats of Stone Age people. They believe the giant sacred stones came from about 32 to 48 kilometers away. How did the builders transport these enormous stone slabs in the time before wheels or wagons? Teams of researchers have conducted experiments to evaluate different theories. They proved that it was possible to transport the giant stones to the Stonehenge site using human skills and strength. For a long time, the blue stone presented an ever greater mystery than the sarsen stone. No source of them has been found anywhere near Stonehenge. Researchers eventually discovered where they came from. A quarry in the Wales, more than 241 kilometers away. Lifting the standing stones must have presented a unique challenge. One method may have been to dig a pit into the base of each standing stone. Then wedges could have been used to raise the top and until the bottom dropped into the pit. Men might have used ropes to pull it carefully into a standing position. Placing the lintels was perhaps the biggest challenge. One possibility is that the builders constructed ramps of dirt and wood leading from the ground to the top of the standing stones. Teams of workers could have used ropes to slide the lintel up the ramp and into place to form the arch. Who were these master builders who developed such amazing engineering techniques? They didn't use writing and left behind few examples of art. Little is known about the languages they spoke, or the religions they practiced. Everything we know about them has been pieced together from evidence discovered by archaeologists. Chemical tests performed on human skeletons buried near the site offer some clues. Some of the people who built the Stonehenge seem to have migrated from Wales to another land and other lands. By testing the teeth of one skeleton, archaeologists learned that the man has traveled from mainland Europe some 1,126 kilometers away. The discovery came as a shock to archaeologists. It suggests that the fame of the Stonehenge may have stretched far in ancient times. Possible purposes of Stonehenge. People have been investigating Stonehenge for clues about its purpose for hundreds of years. It was built more than a mile from any human settlement and does not seem to have had any prac- practical use as a shelter or marketplace. These details have led archaeologists to believe Stonehenge was a kind of religious temple. They also believed its religious and ceremonial purposes changed during its long history. Archaeologists think Stonehenge began as a burial site. They have excavated the remains of as many as 240 people near the monument. Many of the bodies were cremated and some were buried with tools and jewelry. Stonehenge possibly served as a ritual site too. Visitors may have prayed to it for special events such as the crowning of rulers or special days of honoring dead ancestors. Another people theory about Stonehenge is that it was built with astronomy in mind. The great stones are placed so that the sun shines through some of them at certain times of year. This is especially noticeable during the solstices. The summer solstice marks the first day of summer, and winter solstice marks the first day of winter. In a way, the monument functions like a great clock marking the seasons. This was important information for ancient farmers as they planned the planting of crops. In recent years, archaeologists have speculated about another purpose for Stonehenge. They believed it might have been a large community project to unite people in the area. For 1500 years, Stonehenge was an important center of activity that came to an end about 37 years ago. No one knows why. Visiting Stonehenge today, one of the most famous prehistoric landmarks in Europe, Stonehenge attracts more than 900,000 tourists each year. At one time, visitors could touch and climb the giant stones, but now they are mostly off limits. By 1900, many of the standing stones have fallen over, so British heritage groups decided to reconstruct the fallen stones using archaeological evidence. Giant cranes lifted the stones. Some standing stones were anchored in concrete. The restorers hoped these restorations would give the public a better idea of the monument's original appearance. A wonder of the ancient world. Archaeologists continue to investigate the Stonehenge site. They use the latest technology such as magnetometers that detect magnetic fields, laser scanners that measure potential archaeological sites precisely, and ground penetrating radar that can detect artificial artifacts and structures hidden underground. These advances allow archaeologists to make new discoveries faster by showing them exactly where to dig. The United Nations Education, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, named Stonehenge a World Heritage Site worthy of special recognition and protection. Stonehenge will continue to amaze people for thousands of years to come. Without a time machine, We will never know exactly why and how Stonehenge was built. However, that won't keep visitors from being amazed at the mind, the strength, and the teamwork required to create it.